Very, very warm welcome. This is Onawa Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arun Foot. It's another watchalong of the ongoing FIFA World Cup 2026. And tonight it is Germany versus Ivory Coast, or Deutschland versus Cote d'Ivoire. And looking forward to this game. Raj, hi, welcome. And yes, at the start of all these lives, I always say, if you haven't, do like, do share, do subscribe. Arun Foot here on YouTube. Just changed the angle a little bit. You see, I've got my Germany colors on. And yeah, do support the channel as always. Without your help, Arun Foot cannot grow. And as Juan Gabriel Benitez, the referee from Paraguay, is getting ready, and let's wait and see what both the teams do. Scenes are getting serious around video against Messiah. Okay, Raj. Let's see what happens on those kind of things as we play at the Toronto World Cup Stadium with for Germany, Manuel Neuer in goal, Nico Schlotterbeck, Jonathan Tah, Joshua Kimmich, and Nickel Brown on the wings. In the attacking positions, Alex Pavlovic, Jamal Musiala, Felix Mecha, Alex Pavlovic, of course, in defensive midfield. Florian Wirtz, Kai Havertz, and Leroy Sané, right? They're putting in a 4-3-3. To me, Germany playing more of 4-2-3-1. And meanwhile, Vahia Fofana in goal, Nasna Kona, Emmanuel Agbadou, Olanda Kusunu, Wilfried Singo. Captain is Frank Cassi, Ibrahim Sangare, Christ Inau Olay, Jan Diamonde, we've spoken a lot about him in Germany, Ange von Bonny, and Amad Diallo, who scored the winner the other day, the winger from Manchester United. So therefore, those are some of the current infos available to you, to me, to us. And let's wait and see what Germany and Ivory Coast can do in this match. With my hopes, of course, of seeing Germany do well. No, sorry, Raj, I've not seen the video so far. For me, again, very important. Enas Faye, the head coach for Ivory Coast, and interesting to see what Germany can do. I guess Raj, and if others join in as well, we will once in a while surely talk about Football Federation of Bharat. Yeah, let's wait and see. That's going to be worth a conversation during this game as well. Jan Diamande impressed in the Bundesliga at RB Leipzig, and of course has shown his potential. And it will be very interesting to see. All right, I will surely check, Raj, as both the teams are ready. And we're ready for kickoff. Germany kickoff from left to right in the traditional white jerseys, black shorts, long ball forward. Kai Havertz can't get to it. Mecha, Havertz! Within 13 seconds, the ball goes over. Kai Havertz. Just took a shot. Got it from Flo Wirtz. That's the thing. Germany. Yeah, need to figure out. Ball with Ivory Coast. Lose the ball. Diamande seems to be in a bit of pain. Ball back to Manuel Neuer. Tah back to Neuer. Tah playing as the right centre back, Schlotterbeck as the left centre back. Schlotterbeck with the diagonal ball, looking for Leroy Sané. Cleared by Ivory Coast, but only as far as Mecha. Kimmich. Pavlovic, Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck looking for Sané. Leroy Sané plays it to Mecha. Back to Sané. Back to Mecha. A nice little play by the Germans. Kimmich looking for Flo Wirtz on the left. Ta. Kimmich. Mecha loses the ball. Kimmich has to intervene. Chance maybe for Ivory Coast to break. Germany have to be careful. Ball out to Yann Diamonde. Diamonde against Kimmich. Diamonde in the middle. And cleared by the Germans. Sané. Mecha out to Havertz. Musiala is the ball, but referee says play on. Could have stopped it, in my opinion. Should have stopped it, in my opinion. But the game continues. Ball with Ivory Coast and their keeper, Fofana. Fofana plays it out to Kusunu. Of course, was at Bayer Leverkusen. So has a Germany connection. Now at Atalanta Bergamo. Ivory Coast play their way out. Singo looking for Ahmad against Nene Brown, and that's the first corner. Or, no, it's not given. Offside. Ball from Singo. Ivory Coast will use speed. Earlier, Demonte against Mecha. He doesn't want to allow the youngster to get past him. Germany at the other end. And looking for Musiala Wirtz, but the ball played back to Fofana, who clears his lines. And that'll be a throw in for Germany. Nearly 5 minutes on the clock. It's goalless at the Toronto World Cup Stadium between the German national football team and the one from Cote d'Ivoire. Oh, loses the ball there. Mecha, but Kimmich is there to take care of it. Pavlovic. Out to Wirtz. Florian Wirtz. Gets stuck there. Ivory Coast. Trying to not lose the ball. Pohana plays it out. Diamonde. Will he keep it in? No. And throw in Germany. Kimmich to Jonathan Tah. Schlotterbeck. Plays it out to Wirtz. Nene Brown. Back to Schlotterbeck. Back to Brown. Back to Schlotterbeck again. Out to Kimmich. Kimmich has to turn around and has to play it back to Manuel Neuer. Neuer plays it short to Ta. Pavlovic. Out to Brown. Brown looking for Wirtz. Back to Brown. Brown doesn't get to it. Played back to Fofana. Fofana a little under pressure from Kai Havertz. Yeah, that's a risky one with the keeper. And throw in Connor. Gessler, Connor. earns a throw in for Ivory Coast against Leroy Sané. That's Bonnie. Diamande, 1, 2, 3. Ball still in play. Bonnie with a cross. Frank Casey can't control it. Single. Ball to Musiala. Gets it to Wirtz. Mecha. And now Musiala with the ball. Germany with the counter-attacking move. Looking for Leroy Sané. Can't get to it. Cusino clearing. Agbadou. Kono. Sanger. Ulai. Frank Casey. Ball with Senegal. Yon Diamande. Back to Ulai. Ulai against Mecha. Mecha wins the ball. Fair and square. Plays it to Pavlovic. Kimmich. Ta. Back to Kimmich. Kai Havertz dropping deep. Plays it to Pavlovic. Mecha. And that's a throw-in. No. It's the throw-in for Germany. Sangia want to quickly take it, but referee Julian Gabriel Benitez says no. It's a throw-in for Germany. I will surely do, Raj. Kai Havertz. That pass to Wirtz didn't get, but Wirtz wins the ball back. Flo Wirtz looking for Mecha. Alex Pavlovic. Back to Mecha. Out to Kimmich. Kimmich with a good cross. Kai Havertz with the goal and good save. From Fofana. First chance for Germany. The first impact chance for Germany. Kimmich with the cross. Havertz with the header. And Fofana has to stretch to keep the ball out. Good chance for Germany. And Schlotterbeck is down. Not a good sign. Kai Havertz with that header. Didn't get it properly. Hit him on his shoulder. Yeah. Keeps Fofana alive. Gives him a chance. Fofana. That's a good one. Sanger. Looking for Diamande. But Germany win it. Havertz. Wirtz. Oh, and that's a foul. From Wilfried Singo. Germany again building up. Pavlovic. Ta. Musiala. Musiala loses the ball, but Pavlovic put that much pressure that Germany win the ball back. Schlotterbeck still seems to be in some sort of pain. And Germany lose the ball. Maybe a chance for Cote d'Ivoire to attack. Diamande. Diamande against one. Diamande against two. Conan headed out by Nene Brown. Shot from distance. Singo, I think in the end with the shot, yeah. Wilfried Singo. Hits the back of Nene Brown. They should replay how Schlotterbeck got a little injured. He's not walking properly. Slovets. Pavlovic. Sorry, that was Musiala. Now Wirtz out to Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané is cutting in. Mecha. Schlotterbeck. Brown. Musiala. Schlotterbeck. Brown. Ta. Kimmich. Plays it out to Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck wants to play it long to Havertz. And it goes overset against Kusunu. Two former Bayer Leverkusen guys playing against each other. Ball with Senegal. Sorry, Senegal, saying Ivory Coast. Why am I Senegal suddenly? Yeah, I love the way Senegal played the other day against France, but France showed in that second 45 that they're better. Kusunu. Long ball for Diamande. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. That touch wasn't good from the youngster who's come. And Schlotterbeck is on the ground. It's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Nico Schlotterbeck seems to have injured himself. Is it Waldemar Anton? Or is it Toni Rüdiger? Germany have options in the centre-back position. Doesn't look good for Schlotterbeck. Absolute clown fest going on in AFF now. They're changing name to Football Federation Bharat, not to forget make it compulsory to sing Jana Gana Mana and Vande Mataram at both ISL, IFL. So rather, what to say? Football Federation Bharat makes no sense. Sorry. We are do these people then also want that it won't not longer be known as India but also known as Bharat, which I guess 99% of the world population doesn't know exists as a word. It makes no sense. It's like, trying to change. I understand sometimes when countries want to change it. Turkey didn't want to be, be discussed as with as Turkey, or Czechia now, which was Czech Republic. And yeah, I was this, and the singing makes no sense in my opinion. Forget, and this, I think they said that all matches organized by the AFF, right? So it's not only just ISL and IFL, it is also IWL, all state competitions, maybe even youth matches. I don't know what this sort of, what a move could this be? It makes no sense at all, in my opinion, if you ask me. Sorry to say that. FFB sounds weird. Yeah. Again, do we need a change? No, I don't think we need. Don't need a change. Senegal with the ball. Sanger. Kusunu. Wilfried Singo. Back to Kusunu. And on to Sanger. Looking for Jan Diamande. Oh. And that ball didn't work. Schlotterbeck back on the pitch. You know what? His face says something else. He wants to play. Nico Schlotterbeck. But is he really fit to play? Looks looks a little worried with now 16 minutes on the clock. Germany nil. Ivory Coast nil. Ball back to Kimmich. Looking for Pavlovic. Looking for Mecha. Mecha unable to do his runs. Back to Pavlovic. Kimmich. Looking for Wirtz. And now Nene Brown has space. Brown with space. Brown looking for Havertz. And Sane doesn't get to it. That's a good move by the youngster. But that pass needed to be better for Germany to try and score of that. Pavlovic out to Wirtz. Brown, Schlotterbeck, Pavlovic, Ta, Wirtz to Musiala. Pavlovic. Pavlovic to Musiala. Jamal Musiala! That goes wide. Good move by the Germans. First goalward attempt from Jamal Musiala. Good attempt. Nice movement from Musiala. Tries to curl it, but there's not enough curl on it to get it goalwards. But a good shot attempt from Jamal in this situation. Throw in for Germany. Sorry, allergies. It's quite hot here in Germany. It's still 23 degrees. Also new as a rules have dropped. It's now 3+1. One of their player plus 6 to fill in strike arrangements. I doubt will actually field strike and will play them as wingers. So Robert, I don't know how you want to check, right? Can I define, I don't know, Shubhashish Bose as a striker? Or I don't know, Rahul Beke, Sandesh as a striker. How are we gonna work on that? Do I have to then play two strikers? Pavlovic with the ball, Necha, Pavlovic, back to Ta, Kimmich, Jonathan Ta. Yeah, Germany playing a three-man backline with Brown more attacking. Again, they overplayed. Nene Brown looking for Havertz, but again, the pass is not good enough for Kai Havertz to get to it. Fofana has the ball. Yeah, it's confirmed by Marcus, but the problem is, see, the ISL itself is not sorted, right? And we're already talking about the rules of the ISL. I don't know. We're talking about FFB instead of AFF. We're not focusing on the things that need to be done first. I don't know what the FF is doing with these things. And Zoravar or Raj, I'm always shocked with that. Zane back to Kimmich, back to Neuer. Manuel Neuer looking for options. And Musiala drops to the edge of the box. Schlotterbeck. Ta. Pavlovic. Ta. Schlotterbeck. Out to Nene Brown. Brown has space. Plays it out to Wirtz. Flo Wirtz against Wilfried Zingo. Flo Wirtz. Flo Wirtz. Oh, and they miss it. But Germany win the ball back. Mecha with an attempt and hits the rooftop. Yeah, there was a contact. It's a corner for Germany. Pistinao Ulai with the ball, with the contact. Kimmich to take the corner. Corner for Germany. Nearly 21 minutes on the clock. Nene Brown to take it. Yeah, the youngster taking it from the right. Asked to take it quickly. By the fourth official. Takes it short. Kimmich into the danger area. And that's a goal! Oh no? Pavlovic? 1 second. Is it a goal or is it not a goal? Pafo says goal, but if I see that right, it's not given as a goal. Or is it given as a goal? Is it a foul on the keeper? Not sure. Goalkeeper still down. It's not being given. Is the VR check over? Not sure. Pavlovich. Let's see that again. Yeah, difficult. Seems to be the goal has not been given. Drinks break. I'm not seeing any VR check or anything. A little confused with that. Oh, no. Drinks break not given by the referee. Okay, not given by the referee. Asking the players to return. No, it's not a drinks break. He's not. Has he? Okay, the goalkeeper can't walk off. Oh, fine. Okay, goal not given. Sorry, Mr. Fafo. Very sad. Whether the Netherlands look solid this World Cup. However, they look very good against Sweden today, even though they didn't, because Sweden, I think, should have gotten themselves back into the game in the first session. The 5-1 result is, I think, not suiting. And against Japan, they were not good enough. I think in the end, with a little bit of luck, Japan win it. So, what to say? Thoughts on Minerva on professionalism today against Academy Kid and by pretending like a goon to that Academy Kid. Arman, Raj told me about it. Again, what do you expect? Sorry, are you surprised? You know that academy is never going to do anything good for us. Sorry to say that. So therefore, let's let's remember that. So therefore, the less we speak about it, just don't waste your time with these kind of people. But again, you guys don't want to listen to what I say also. So what to say? Germany with the ball. Germany with more control. Schlotterbeck. Yeah, turns around again. Plays it to Ta. This is more of a strategy game between these two teams. Kimmich. Is it to to Mecha? Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané looking for options. Is it across to Pavlovic? Kimmich, will he keep it in? Yes, he will. And is it all the way back to Manuel Neuer? Schlotterbeck. That's a bad pass. Should have been better. Zrava, there's some sort of video, you know, you know, that I don't know. Bajaj has threatened the kid or something of the sorts, and then that kid was not paying or he was paying. Now with the hydration breaks, I don't know. And yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Yeah, well, Shuzava, I'll surely make a video. I just need to make a video on the FFB thing, which makes me angry and makes me I don't know what to say about it. I mean, insane to think, but that's where we are today in the year 2026 with Indian football. We have so many problems, so many issues. Um, but the FF is more bothered about changing the name of the federation, wanting Vande Mataram and Jana Gana Mana to be played for what? I don't know, honestly. And then having an Indian striker for 90 minutes on the field. Define me who's an Indian striker. Honestly, I would define, it doesn't matter, XYZ as an Indian striker. Could I define Lalinzwala Chante as a striker and play him for 90 minutes? Right? Can I is Liston, is Manveer, all my wingers, are they all strikers? So I don't not sure if that's how it's supposed to be or not. I don't know. I'm not sure. Foul given, not sure. So you know, both the teams, both the coaches, having a word with their players, as one would expect. And Everything's agreement to FFP will help us qualify for 2030 World Cup. Zarava, I don't know. Is there a thinking behind it? That would be my first question. That this is a social media story, of course. Okay, that they're trying to qualify for 2030 World Cup or whatever, blah blah, or I don't know, deflect from mistakes or other things. I don't know what. Again, it makes no sense. Like, honestly, we can talk about a lot of things, but this makes no sense to me at all. You know, you know, and you know, so it's yeah, disappointing. It's very disappointing. And therefore, yeah, what to say? The less I say, the better, because this AFF is um, just incompetency to the core, and I don't know when, how can we stop all of these shenanigans which are disrupting Indian football? Yeah, that's the reality. Matches restarted. If you are football professional and threatening like a gunda, Mawali, loafer, goon, then sure your degree needs to be questioned. I'm damn sure no problem will talk like goon. Aman, he's done it in the past. He's doing it now. He'll do it in the future. What's your opinion on there was one rule on that many good OCI players in the world? Remember, they're good ones. But my question is, watch again. I did a video a few days ago on that exact topic. Um, to me, the problem is are we targeting the right boys? Right? Are we getting the right boys? Are we targeting the right boys? And my answer to you is no, we're not, because the clubs at the end of it, it's going to be about money, right? So, um, are there enough? Yes, there are more than enough. Question is, are we targeting the right ones? Ivory Coast clear the ball, win it, but let's to go back to Kusunu. So, yeah, out to Jan Diamande on that left flank against Joshua Kimmich. Diamande into the middle, and what a block! What a save! What is a goal for Frank Cassie? Puts the Ivory Coast ahead. Chaos in the Germany box. And it looks like their captain, Frank Cassie, scores on the half-hour mark. Yeah. Diamande gets past Kimmich, puts the ball into danger area. Ahmad should have scored, but what a block from Nene Brown. And Frank Cassie is alert enough to put the Ivory Coast ahead. What a block. Yeah, Ivory Coast have sadly scored. It's Germany 0, Ivory Coast 1. Celebrations in the stands. All those who are with the Ivory Coast. And it's their experienced captain, Frank Cassie, to put Cote d'Ivoire ahead against the mighty Germans. Frank Cassie, 29, plays for Al Ahly in the Saudi Pro League. And now Germany, the first real test in this game. And it looks like Antonio Rüdiger could be coming on, because, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. Nico Schlotterbeck not fully fit after Ivory Coast. Kusunu to single. Ball played forward. Yeah, turns around. Ivory Coast lose the ball, win the ball. Pavlovic. Nigeria have to be careful. Diamande. Olay out to Diallo. Diallo beats Brown, no? Only clear their lines, don't clear their lines. Nziala can't get to it. And the Ivory Coast play all the way back to the keeper. No, I'm actually not wearing a jersey. I'm wearing one of those training shirts. Or actually, yeah, the warm-up shirts that the Germans have had. Kimmich against Diamande. Kimmich. Diamande plays it back to Conan. And suddenly the game shifts. Yes. Sanger. Kusunu. Looking for Diallo. Keeps it in. Ball into danger zones. Schlotterbeck to Wirtz. Flo Wirtz. And that is a throw in for the Ivory Coast. And Cassie, as they're saying, 16th goal overall for the Ivory Coast. That's quite impressive, to say the least. Cleared by Mecha. Throw in for Ivory Coast. Germany, not as impactful as they can be, as they need to be. A worried Julian Nagelsmann on the sidelines. Kusunu. Agba Du chips it forward. Ahmad won't get to it. Ahmad Diallo, the Man United winger. Germany need to find their groove. Germany need to find their game. Musiala needs it. Havertz loses it. It's not given as a foul. Headed out by Ivory Coast. Manuel Neuer will get to the ball. Schlotterbeck. Ta. The first real test for Germany. Kimmich. Sané. Leroy Sané. Is it to Schlotterbeck? Oh, I don't know who he saw there. I was looking for his Dortmund teammate. Mecha. Felix Mecha. Once more the replay. Diamande gets it into danger zone, and Germany somehow can't clear it. And of course, Frank Cassie, lucky there that he stuck out his foot. The captain. Kimmich. Brown. Sorry. Pavlovic. Ta. Pavlovic. Can't get it to Nene Brown. Headed out. Headed front. But for cleared by Nene Brown. Doesn't get a foul against Ahmad Diallo. Germany need to do more. Germany need to get into dangerous positions as the sun disappears in Toronto. Ivory Coast with the ball. Germany can't clear it. Foul given for Leroy Sané. Schlotterbeck to Ta. Out to Kimmich. Sané. Havertz on the wing now. Mecha. Kimmich. Kimmich plays it back to Sané. Kai Havertz. Back to Sané. Musiala, Sané. That touch wasn't good, but Musiala does enough. Jamal Musiala, Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané can't get it through. Mecha, Pavlovic. Pavlovic. Too many people. Ta, Schlotterbeck. Kimmich. Ta, Mecha. That's not given as a foul. Chance for Diamante. Plays it out to Bonny. Bonny! Good save from Manuel Neuer. Pavlovic just getting up. Anjuan Bonny with a good chance for Ivory Coast. Mecha. Plays it to Brown. Brown plays it out to Wirtz. No, sorry, to Musiala. Jamal Musiala. And that's not given as a foul. Sané. Musiala up again. Germany now trying to press. Musiala, Kuseno, Wirtz. Kai Havertz, yes, and that's the 1-1. And goal not given. How is that not given? Yeah, Ivory Coast looks solid so far. Very, very true. Let's see that again, Musiala. And there's a contact between Musiala and Kusunu, but is that a foul? Big call by the ref. Doesn't give it again. Sané, Mecha, Felix Mecha, Havertz, Musiala. Should be a foul. Yeah, this time given finally. He's allowed a lot of these fouls to go on. Juan Gabriel Benitez. Finally, free kick for Germany in the 40th minute. And how's that? It's entanglement of legs. I don't know. Free kick for Germany. Joshua Kimmich to take it. Nearly 40 minutes on the clock. It's Germany 0, Ivory Coast 1. Kimmich to take it. Puts it into the dangerous area. And cleared by Ivory Coast. Chance for a counter. Diallo against Nene Brown. Ahmed Diallo against Nene Brown. And Mecha clears. Kimmich on the left this time. Plays it to Wirtz. Not seen much of Flo Wirtz so far this day. Ball into the middle. Leroy Sané, Flo Wirtz. And that's a corner for Germany. The player on the wing was Leroy Sané. Yeah, Germany a little chaotic in their formation because they were moving around. Leroy Sané very often on the left, but does well against Singo. And Flo Wirtz, wants to take it quickly. Has 4 people around him. Can't get the shot away. Corner for Germany. 41 plus minutes on the clock. It's Germany 0, Ivory Coast 1. Overcooked. Headed. Out. Somehow, Ivory Coast survive. Very chaotic. Tash Schlotterbeck involved. Oh. Referee says nothing. No handball or anything. Ball out on the wing. Flo Wirtz. Musiala doesn't get to it. Player slips. Chance for Ivory Coast to break. Oh, that's a good ball out to Jan Diamonde. And Diamonde against Nene Brown, who has moved to the other side for the moment. And Senegal now with a few touches on the ball. Kusunu plays it to Agbadu. Kusunu. Short to Sangya. Ulai. Kono. Back to Agbadu. Sangya. Back to Agbadu. Kono. Agbadu and Sangya at the back. Ibrahim Sangya plays in the Premier League. And Germany steal the ball. Nene Brown. Nene Brown. And the referee doesn't give it as a foul. Ball back with Fofana. Yeah, here Fofana, who plays for Rizespor in Turkey. That's a throw in for Ivory Coast. 43 plus minutes. Germany have had their chances, but haven't been able to score. That will be the concern for Julian Nagelsmann and his men. Unlucky in those two situations where they did score. And ball played through, and Havertz. Sorry, Wirtz. And Jan Diamonde keeps the ball in. Plays it back to Kono. Kono does a nice trick against Wirtz. And that ball into no man's land. Manuel Neuer will take it. Ta. Pavlovic. Mecha. Felix Mecha with his long legs. Felix Mecha. Pavlovic. Mecha. Wirtz. Ta. Kimmich. Out to Leroy Sané on the wing. Leroy Sané cutting in. Leroy Sané wants to play through to Kai Havertz, can't get it through. Diamonde under pressure from Kimmich. Earns a throw in for Ivory Coast in the last few seconds of that first session. Where the Africans have shown, you have to count them in. And this, as I've said earlier, a big, big test for Germany. A big, big test for the Mannschaft. Ball forward. As it, Schlotterbeck. Pavlovic. Wirtz. Mecha, not so clean. 7 minutes of added time in the first session, which means 4 minutes because we've had 3 extra minutes for the drinks break. Yeah, 2 decisions to make with VR help. Ta. Wirtz. Mecha. Out to Sané. Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané wants to get it in. And Agbadu clears it for a corner. Emmanuel Agbadu plays for Besiktas. Short corner by Wirtz. Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich chips it into the danger, headed out by Schlotterbeck. Doesn't take the shot. Germany puts it into the danger zone. Cleared. Felix Mecha shot blocked. Mecha. Musiala. Musiala loses the ball. Singo against Mecha. Against Felix Mecha. And who is faster and quicker on the ball. Schlotterbeck. Mecha. To Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich. Now more in a Central position, plays it out to Kai Havertz, who's on the wing. Leroy Sané cutting in, plays it to Pavlovic. Mecha, Schlotterbeck, Musiala on the wing. Jamal Musiala plays it to Schlotterbeck. Looking for Nene Brown. Cleared by Ivory Coast, and Musiala wins the ball back for Germany. Jamal Musiala. Jamal Musiala. Oh, he's brought down. He's brought down. Oh, is that Musiala goes past one? Musiala goes past two. Musiala. No. Again, faintest of touches, but I would not say it's a penalty. Germany win the ball back. Ta to Kimmich. Yeah, Germany's trying to do what they can. There's a Ivory Coast player on the ground. Kai Havertz. There's up again. Fofana chips it out wide to Ahmad against Nene Brown. Plays it back to Singo. Kessie beats Havertz and Pavlovic. Oh, careful. Schlotterbeck. And that should be a corner for Ivory Coast. Musiala situation most probably will be replayed. Musiala, no, Zurawa, there is touch, there is contact, and therefore Musiala hits his own legs. Look from that latest angle, it looked totally different. That's the danger. Headed out by Nene Brown. Throw in for Ivory Coast. 4+ minutes already in the first half added time. Can Germany come back before the break? Headed out. Ball out to Yann Diamonde. Brings it back to Kono. Back to Kono. Diamonde. Ulai beats one, beats two. Bobby cleared. Diamonde. And Kimmich. Yeah, being pushed by Diamonde. That's not fair play. Kimmich. Back to Ta. Manuel Neuer. Wants to go long. Headed on. Kai Havertz. Leroy Sané. Oh, Musiala. Gets the ball back. Havertz with some space. Kai Havertz plays it. Sorry, Wirtz, Havertz. And, oh, that was physically weak from Germany. Wirtz plays it to Nene Brown. Musiala. Pavlovic. Brown, Pavlovic. Wirtz, Musiala. And the Germans lose the ball. Ball into Mecha. Can't control it. Chance for Ivory Coast to break. Germany does everything to try, and Sané wins the ball. Mecha. Germany want the equalizer now. Musiala. Mecha. Out to Havertz. Kai Havertz looking for options. Kimmich. Leroy Sané, Leroy Sané, Leroy Sané, Leroy Sané, nice play. Florian Wirtz in the box, Florian Wirtz! And Fofana has the ball. That's some lovely piece of footwork by the Germans. But they can't get the equalizer. Leroy Sané, it's not offside by Mecha, and Flo Wirtz doesn't get any power on that ball. Germany will be disappointed not to score of that. And it's halftime. The contact happened outside the box. Was if inside, would that be considered penalty? So I don't think it would have been, but the point is to me there was a contact and the referee didn't see it and he was just next to it. That's the problem, right? There are certain decisions in the World Cup which are obscure, which are weird. And again, we'll have to talk about, the key decisions against Germany in that first 45, and there are already three of them, right? So, there's this nice conspiracy going on in Germany, right? That's saying that German teams or Germany doesn't have favor with the high ups. Maybe something to talk about. No, I wouldn't say that, but it is. And let's look at the match stats so far. Germany 61 to 39% ball possession. Interesting. 0.68 is the XG score for Germany. 0.75 for Ivory Coast. Germany 8 to 4 shots. And 3 to 1 corners, 322 passes to 208. And Germany have some work to do at the break to try and figure out what to change to try and get a goal in this game. So I'll quickly have a toilet break and I'll be back in just a sec. 1 minute. Uh, so therefore, yeah, it's It's Germany nil. Ivory Coast won after the first 45 minutes. Chances at both ends. And yeah, Pankasi with the um, only goal so far of this game on the half hour mark for Ivory Coast. And in a game, both teams had their chances. As I said, Germany with a few more, Ivory Coast maybe with the better one in quality. So that's it. Right, I think if you look at the mistakes that have happened with German clubs in the last decade in the Champions League, and also what's happened with Germany in the last few tournaments, also with certain decisions, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I guess it's a fact and reality, and therefore, yeah, we need to talk about those. Is the one other two ones not given Pavlovic and one from Kai Havertz, right? And the foul not given on Musiala. So therefore, there are a lot of these small little things which to me then add up, and then you think, okay, what could have been or what should have been the case. Um, but again, Germany have the only themselves to blame. So therefore, for me, um, have been creating, trying to dominate, trying to play, but that final sort of push is, in my opinion, missing. And that's, I think, the challenge that Germany now has to try and sort them out. Ivory Coast are the expected tough opponent that I think a lot of people thought they would be, and for them now the question is, can they get something in that second 45 and change things for the better, right? And it needs a little bit more here and there, and yeah, a little bit of luck maybe in the one or the other situation as well. We had the situation in the end where Leroy Sané plays to Wirtz, and Wirtz can't put it into the goal. So therefore, those small little things also matter. Sorry, and that's the thing, that football matches are decided sometimes on just nuances, and that's for Germany. I think the challenge in the second 45, you know, and so therefore we are, um, yeah. Let's wait and see um, how Germany can change things, and yeah, it's not been what it should be, but again, I think it's all to play for. So therefore, Germany, yeah, they need to figure out, and that's the situation at this moment in time. Um, and therefore, um, Germany needs to find answers. Germany needs to find solutions to score. And Ivory Coast, as I said, are turning out to be that tough challenge that Germany expected of Ivory Coast. And it's a good one for Germany. It's a good one because you need to test themselves, and they'll have to grow. That's the challenge now for Germany in this game, from this game, that they need to be better, and therefore that's very, very important. And let's wait and see. Right. Let me quickly go through what I guess some of you would want to talk about as well, about the special general body meeting of the AFF was held virtually um, on Saturday by the AFF, and the revised constitution was accepted in uh, National Sports Governance Act 2025. So the constitution is now as per the NSGA. Um, so let's see. That the election panel was announced, and it was decided also to set September 4th as the kickoff date um, for the Indian Super League. The annual calendar was approved, even though the dates weren't announced or what is going to be held when. But again, the ISL, nothing about the ISL was discussed. It was discussed to propose to the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports to rename the AFF to Football Federation of Bharat. I still, yeah, um, yeah, I can't believe it. Um, the national anthem, Jana Gana Mana, and the national song Vande Mataram shall, and this is, I quote this, shall be played before the commencement of all football matches conducted under the aegis of AFF. Okay. Um, it was approved also that in the ISL and IFL, clubs can field three foreigners and one OCI. Yeah. And one Indian striker needs to be on the field for 90 minutes. So I could think of, I don't know, reactivating Baichung Bhutia now and saying, Bhutia, come and join us and play for us because, yeah, we need a striker. So I'm a little surprised. I find it a little weird, awkward, off. But again, that's the thing. So therefore, that has to be sorted. AFF also amendments to disciplinary code as per the FIFA's three-step procedure in regard to discrimination measures and conduct. Again, the AFF has never acted on it, so I don't take that seriously. And dates for the 27-28 season from June 1st to May 31st, 2027-28 was also created with, you know, and yeah, let's wait and see. Uh, it was decided that AFF academies and teams were permitted to compete in higher age group competitions. Tournament registration fees have been reduced from 25 to 15,000. CRS profiles will be linked with DigiLocker to ensure verification when duplicate registration. That's a good one. Unpaid player profiles automatically deleted after 7 days and nominal CRS fee of 180 rupees inclusive. GST was approved for under 12 male players with the fee waiver for 18. Under 18 female players will continue under further notice. So small little things. Let's wait and see. You think FIFA is biased towards Argentina? I don't know if FIFA is biased towards Argentina or FIFA is biased towards stars. I feel as I love Messi, right? So don't get me wrong, but Lionel Messi, that was a red card against Algeria, and that result never stands at Messi's send off. Very clear. There have been other instances, and I feel today, if I see three situations with Germany, I'm not sure if the two goals don't count, and that foul on Musiala was a foul. I mean, again, it's not a penalty, but yeah, Musiala runs that way, so therefore it might look a little awkward off. And yeah, what to say? Wonder whether they will change national team name to Bharat football team as well. It's not Indian football team; it is India, right? So it can only be changed to Bharat if the country name is changed to Bharat. Which I don't know if that's in the works or if that's not in the works. I don't know. Um, if anyone knows, you would have to tell me. But to me, Football Federation of Bharat, with all the problems we have, and this is the funny one, right? You had a meeting where you could have, should have discussed all the problems of Indian football, and none of them seems to have been discussed today. Sorry, yesterday, right? And let's see. Regarding Indian striker, pretty sure managers will play strikers as wingers and misuse this rule. There's too many loopholes. Of course, that's what I'm asking you. Is Lalinzwala Changte a striker? For example, good example, or is Distinct Palacio a striker? So therefore, I don't know. Oh, it's so hot. I'm feeling really tired. Okay, so the problem is there, right? So therefore, for us, I don't know how we solve this. It's rather for me, it's insane to think that this is the way forward. And yeah, we'll be crazy. That the FF takes these kind of decisions. It seems to be nobody with technical knowledge is taking these decisions, right? Sorry, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard or read. And these quota positions never help, right? For me, that is a big problem around the world. That if we look at quota positions and things that happen, it doesn't work. It just does not work. So therefore, you know, and right, or will all teams pay for two, one Indian, one for? You could pay 433. The problem is, if I'm going, let's say I take Germany as an example, right? A team which I know to a decent level. Um, Zoravar. I have Nene Brown as my nominal left back. And Nene Brown very often is playing higher up a position than Florian Wirtz. Oh, Antonio Rüdiger is on the field. So it seems to be Schlotterbeck is off. Let's see. That's confirmed. That should be the change for Germany. Um, so Kimmich, de facto a right wing back, playing as a six, sometimes playing even as a third man in the back line. Football is very fluid these days. So therefore, all these positions and all that stuff, right? Both teams are ready. Ivory Coast in their orange kit to play from left to right, and Germany in their traditional white jerseys, black shorts, white stockings from right to left. It's Germany nil. Yeah. And Antonio Rüdiger is now on the field. Kai Havertz. Pavlovic, the pass wasn't good, but Pavlovic does well enough. Jonathan back to his keeper. Yeah, Schlotterbeck off with an injury. And Tony Rüdiger is back in a Germany shirt. Who would have thought so? And Ivory Coast steal the ball. Ahmad Diallo. Ahmad Diallo into the middle. Cleared by Mecha. Wirtz. Havertz. That pass was not clean. Havertz again with this crappy pass. Ivory Coast now. Corner. And Diamonde. That'll be throw in for Ivory Coast. That's not easy for Germany, but that's a challenge for now for the Mannschaft. They're not called that anymore in Germany, but I know around the world a lot of people still say that. And goes down Mecha. Looking at options. Oh, playing a Jonathan Tah. That's dangerous. Manuel Neuer has to clear his lines. Yeah, play on. Musiala, foul again not given. Kessie. Diallo. Out to Singo. Kusunu. Singo. There's a nice ball forward to Frank Kessie. But Jonathan Tah clears. Nene Brown. Wirtz. Musiala. Havertz. Ball goes somewhere totally different. Germany only with a positional change. Ta. Wirtz. Nene Brown. With space. Nene Brown. Musiala goes wide. Jamal Musiala. Corner. Good movement from Nene Brown and Jamal Musiala. Regarding changing name of country, there was actual talks regarding this changing name of country. Now, say, though the media will sign after a few days, won't be so it's still in the agenda. Yeah, so now, yeah, let's see what happens. Corner for Germany in the 48th minute. Joshua Kimmich to take the corner from the left. Flo Wirtz very close by. Or is Kimmich going to try and curl it in? The tall boys are in the middle. No, plays it short. Wirtz. Kimmich. Easy collection for Fofana. And counter-attacking chance for Ivory Coast. Ball out to Diamonde, who's had a relatively quiet game, but he was involved in the goal. And that's the most important involvement that was needed. Single back to Fofana. Under pressure from Kai Havertz. And the first attacking line of the Germans overplayed easily. Corner. Jonathan Tah doesn't get to it against Bonnie, but Germany seems to win the ball. Mecha clears it. Yeah, Germany not playing so cleanly as they were the other night against Curacao. Ivory Coast really challenging the Germans so far. And they have their own problems. Fofana out to Kusunu. Back to his keeper. He's going to go long. No, he's going to go wide for Diamande. We got Mecha. Havertz. Musiala. Wirtz. And a counter-attacking move now for Ivory Coast. Franck Kessie. Amad Diallo. Back to Franck Kessie. And that ball is now with Manuel Neuer. Would have been a big chance. Mecha. Yeah, Franck Kessie could have scored a second. Germany. Because of this Neuer's last World Cup. Yeah, Zoraber, as per Neuer, these are his last matches for Germany. Doesn't see himself playing again. He's 40. So let's wait and see. Jonathan Tah. Wirtz. Brown. Tah. Wirtz. Again, scrappy passing by Germany. That precision is missing. And a counter-attacking move from Senegal. Amad Diallo on the wing against Jonathan Tah. Oh, and that's a good position. Walai, sorry, not Wally. Walai does well against Mecha and Wirtz. Plays it out to Amad Diallo. And then overcooks it. Germany. Pavlovic. Mecha. Rüdiger. Jonathan Tah. Pavlovic. Tah. Wirtz. Pavlovic with space. Pavlovic with... That doesn't shoot. Plays it out to Sané. Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané to Flo Wirtz. Leroy Sané wants it back. And that chip is cleared. Oh. Mecha. Havertz. Diamande with the ball. Havertz wins it. And Musiala doesn't get to it cleared. Nene Brown to Tah. Pavlovic. Rüdiger. Out to Sané. Mecha overlapping. Shot blocked. Sané. Back to Kimmich. Musiala. Pavlovic. Sané. Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané. Wirtz. And Havertz can't control it. The counterattacks of Ivory Coast are pretty devastating. They're entering German box majority times. Yes, they are, Zoraber. Very sadly for Germany. But again, Germany have their chances and are not scoring of them. That's their bigger problem. Singo. And Ivory Coast does very well. Singo plays it back to Kusunu. Across to Agbadu. Walai looking for Amad Diallo. Mimi Brown and Flo Wirtz doesn't step in. Franck Kessie. Singo. Wilfried Singo. Walai. Kasunu. Walai. To Singo. Amad Diallo against Nene Brown. Nene Brown does enough to deny Diallo. Dangerous position. And Mecha and Tah clear ahead of Franck Kessie. for a corner. Nene Brown, yeah, actually done the job, and then the gap space opens up. No, it's Mecha and Antonio Rüdiger. Sorry, wasn't Jonathan Tah or Jonathan Tah, as they say in German. Sorry for that. Corner, Amad Diallo. It's overcooked. Pavlovic will ensure. Oh, that's a foul. Yeah, Jan Diamande. And that should be a card, in my opinion. South American referees haven't convinced me. And that's again a fair mispass by the Germans in the build-up. Walai, Kosunu, Anwadu, Kono. Jan Diamande. Kono overlapping against Rüdiger. Ball into the box. Nene Brown does just enough. But the ball stays in play. Single against Musiala. Walai. You know, Songer. Ahmad Songer. And Diamante attempt not on goal. Germany have to be, as I say again and again, have to be more careful. Giving Ivory Coast too much of space. That is, and when the match gets a little wild, Germany lose their control. Need to be better. Flowwards. Mecha to Sané. Leroy Sané. Can't get the ball to Flowwards. Kimmich. Wirtz. Kimmich. Wirtz. Sané. Kai Havertz on the wing. Back to Sané. Rüdiger. Tah. Out to Musiala. Tah. Antonio Rüdiger with the long-range attempt. Okay, nowhere near. Tony Rüdiger. What does Julian Nagelsmann do? It's nearly 57 minutes. It's Germany 0, Ivory Coast 1. At the moment, long ball. Tah. Pavlovic. Foul given for Germany. Kimmich in the middle. Wirtz. Nene Brown. Havertz. Brown. Tah. Pavlovic. Tah. Pavlovic back to Tah. Out to Wirtz on the left. Flo Wirtz, the most creative of the Germans so far today. Pavlovic. Kimmich. Rüdiger. Tah. Brown. Back to Tah. Pavlovic. Germany has control, but aren't there. Nene Brown. Pavlovic. Looks for Sané, who has some space against Kono. Leroy Sané cuts in. Leroy Sané. Kimmich. Chips it. Oh, not cleared by Kusunu. Musiala. And that should be a corner for Germany. Of Amad Diallo. Oh, quickly taken, Germany. Another corner. Musiala wasn't quick enough. There were 3 or 4 players lurking. Kimmich with the corner for Germany. Kimmich. And Fofana has the ball. I totally agree, Zoravar. If Ivory scores another, it would be very hard for a comeback considering how good they're defending. Yes, it is. Let's see that again. Kai Havertz. Ooh. Songer. That was not fair play. Leroy Sané coming off. Triple substitution for Germany. Musiala, Sané, Pavlovic off. Yeah, Musiala, not a good game. Jamie Leveling, Dennis Undav, and Nadim Amiri. Three different players, and Undav especially will be very interesting to see what he can do. Dennis Undav has been amongst the goal scorers. Flo Wirtz, Nadim Amiri. Proud moment. The child of Afghan refugees representing Germany. Kai Havertz. And again, not foul given. Also not foul given. Yep. The South Americans allow a physical game. Nene Brown. Wirtz. Brown. Wirtz. Undav leaves it for Jamie Leveling. Over. Yeah. Francasi complaining. Player down. Let's see that again. Undav against Wilfried Songo. Wilfried Singo. Sorry, it's not Songo. Singo. Tony Rudiger with his knee. Ahmad Diallo. Bonnie. Back to Singo. Kusunu. Plays it to Francasi. No, sorry. Sanger. Kono. Back to Fofana. Germany have the ball. Leveling. Jamie Leveling. Jamie Leveling. Kai Havertz can't control it. Cleared by Kimmich. Undav. Undav. Sorry, ball for Undav. Who was the cross from? And cleared by Kusunu. Germany upping the tempo. 62 plus minutes. Germany nil, Ivory Coast 1. The four-time champions are looking for the equalizer. Joshua Kimmich once more from the left. Communication with Dennis Undav. Kimmich will kick it directly into the danger area. The keeper is not there. Kai Havertz misses. Fofana misses the ball. Kai Havertz can't direct it goalwards. Fofana completely missed the flight of the ball. Good chance for Germany. It's still Germany nil, Ivory Coast 1, 63 plus minutes. Kusunu. Singo. Walai. Looking for Ahmad. Felix Mecha trying to work his way through. Nadim Amiri. Ooh. Leveling. Amiri stays down. Wirtz. Wirtz, Kimmich. Amiri gets up. Havertz. Sorry, Wirtz. Jamie Leveling now on the left. Jamie Leveling. Jamie Leveling. Oh, that was a little too overambitious. And Fofana has the ball. Nadim Amiri in pain. Yeah. Once more. Our friend Ibrahim Sangare with that touch. Kimmich. Mecha. Rüdiger. Amiri. Jamie Leveling. Havertz. Leveling. Kimmich. Jonathan Tah. Brown has to play it back to Tah. Across to Rüdiger. Kimmich. Mecha. Ball to Brown. Ball doesn't come, but it's going to be a corner for Germany. Vinnie Brown. Difficult one, Germany. Corner. Joshua Kimmich. Pushing, shoving going on. Agbadou and Antonio Rüdiger. Kimmich. Into the danger area. The keeper heads it out. Yeah, stays down. But he was hit by his own man. Was it a foul? Yeah, this is Indian level goalkeeping acting from Fofana. Sorry. Referee has to play on. Bad refereeing once again. Poor refereeing once again. As you see, he flies out. Yep. And it's his own man. None of the opponents. It's Kusunu, and it's not a foul. Sorry, not acceptable. And now he's fine again. Yeah, this is something. Yeah, attempts on goal 11-8 in favor of Germany. Is one area where FIFA needs to look at, the referees need to look at. But the problem is in such a tournament, you would recognize, right? Much rougher fouls being allowed by South American referees than the Europeans. There's no standard. Mecha. Undaf. Amiri. Nadim Amiri. And that's the equalizer! It's 1-1. It's Dennis Undaf for Germany. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. And Dennis Undaf scores for Germany. And Nadim Amiri. And we see Thomas Müller and Mats Hummel in the stands. It's 1-1. Undaf is there where he needs to be. Dennis Undaf. Yes, Rava. It's 1-1 between Germany and Ivory Coast. And it's 68 plus minutes. Germany can turn things around. What a guy, Dennis Undaf. And Frank Cassie is saying, guys, we need to do more because these substitutions from Julian Nagelsmann in the 60th minute seem to have brought something. Vinnie Brown Mecha, Wirtz, Amiri, Rüdiger, Ta, Mecha, Wirtz, plays to Nene Brown. Nene Brown, Kai Havertz. Ooh, Kai Havertz wants the corner. He's not getting it. Fofana collected the ball before it crossed the line. And the good referee's counting down the seconds. Fofana clears his lines. Ta, Wirtz, yeah, cleared. Mecha, Havertz plays it to Leveling. Jamie Leveling. Kimmich. Kimmich looking for a through ball for Wirtz. Cleared by Ivory Coast. Mecha does well to collect the ball. Good to see you, Satyam, as Germany is trying to now win this. Kimmich, Rüdiger, Ta, Nene Brown, Ta, Leveling, headed out. Undaf was already lurking. Frank Kessie clears it. Kimmich has to be careful because Diamante is next to him. Kimmich allows him the space. And Antonio Rüdiger just clears. So I think I'm not happy with the FA decision of the name change. Now, what is FFB mean? In Bharat, not India, make us more project? No, it doesn't, Satyam. It makes no sense. It's a hydration break. Meanwhile, 1-1. Satyam, to me, it makes no sense. The FF has so many problems, so many issues. Address those rather than addressing those. You address a topic which wasn't the topic at all. And yeah, what to say? The less I say about it, the better, because it just makes me angry because it's irresponsible from the AFF to do something like this in the way they've done it, and yeah, and it was a problem, is a problem, it will be a problem, I guess, and therefore, yeah, it's there at the moment, right? So therefore, yeah, other focusing on real issues, yeah, that's the problem. I'm not going to use the words, but that's the feeling, not only for me, but for a lot of people. And yeah, that's welcome to 2026, right? Yeah. So let's see. Right. Hydration break at the Toronto World Cup Stadium. It's 1-1. Again, Nadim Amiri with that cross into the danger zone. Kai Havertz can't get his head to it. Kusunu also flies under the ball. And Dennis Undaf is there. And look at the way the German fans are celebrating. Dennis Undaf with the 1-1. Julian Nagelsmann. Yeah, very happy. He can be, he should be. And now, knowing this team, they will try and get a win. Kimmich having a word with Undaf. Yep, an Ivorian fan showing us her dance moves, a German fan showing us her dance moves, which are a little different. Ah, it looks like MS5 had gone for a toilet break. Happens also to a coach, yeah. No, only to me at halftime. Yeah. And lovely shot of that high terrace, or rather folded covering. The question is, how does Ivory Coast react to this? Hi, Surya. Are we anything new about OCPO players? Also going to win after big? Yes, Germany's going to go for the win 100%. And what OCPOs? OCIs are going to get a slot in the ISL and IFL. That's what they have decided. Substitution for Ivory Coast. Not one, not two, not three. Sangare off. Ahmad off. And Bonnie off. Guisano. Let's see who they've put on. Seko Fofana, Simon Adingra, and Evian Gosson are coming on. Oh, Antonio Rüdiger has to clear his lines. He does. In style, Nadim Amiri. Nah, can't get to it. Simon Adingra, 24-year-old, plays for AS Monaco. This is very in favor of Genius Sports. There's Genius will come in with so the money will not be problem. Sure, those is coming, so which is good. But when Satyam, there is no money. Genius is out. So Scooter is filing a defamation against the player. No, okay. So I want to say that OSF is a big issue nowadays as hosting the paint cover. We need good teams in every sport, summer on football, tennis, golf. Like King was said to play anytime soon. Ahmad had a great game. Yes, he did. Germany now. Yeah, Mecha. Plays it back to Havertz, loses it, and the foul is not given once again. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens. You know, it was at least draws as Aman. Let's see. I had it forward, but that ball goes out. Nene Brown to take the throw in for Germany. Wirtz looking to play through. Intercepted by Wirtz again. And loses the ball. Germany win it again. And Havertz. And foul not given against Wirtz, who's still down. Yeah, he's allowing a lot of physical football, the referee. Yes, some of them do, Aman, or have played in the Premier League. Ivory Coast under pressure. They have to create things. Diamonte has been really off. Jamie leveling. Rüdiger. Ta. Out to Wirtz, who's having a good game for Germany. Flo Wirtz. Ta. Nene Brown into the danger zone. And Undaf just one step behind. Chance for Ivory Coast potentially to break. Jan Diamonde now on the right. Diamonde can't find options. Ivory Coast, Francesi. Ulai Zingo. Ulai Francesi. Out to Agbadu. Kono Agbadu. Francesi. Agbadu. Kosunu plays it back to Fofana. Agbadu to Wolai. Wolai against Mecha. That's a foul from Felix Mecha. Voltemade as an option, maybe. Jan Diamante. Diamante and loses the ball, but keeps it against Wirtz and Mecha. Out to Singo. Back to Diamante. Oh, and chance for Germany to break. Wirtz. Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz loses the ball to Singo. Yeah, Singo goes down. Wilfried Singo seemed to have had something. Players origin of the majority local born. So it's a mix. Julian Nagelsmann really angry. Yeah, that's gameplay. It's time wasting. And also telling the referee, hey, player could have just gone off. Very right, the German coach. Bad refereeing. I've said this multiple times today. This is not good refereeing. Singo blocking the ball without touching the ball. That already in itself is a foul. That was more than a few seconds. Then he has a problem. Kicks it out. You can just walk off. Why are you coming onto the field again? It's not fair play, guys. Sorry, that is not fair play. You're time wasting. Ball with Germany. Rüdiger. Ta. Out to Flo Wirtz on the left. Wirtz. The referee has the ball. Who has the ball? Germany has the ball. Okay, well, why is he walking 10 meters back? Okay, let's leave him at that. Flo Wirtz. Ta. Mistake from Mecha. Ivory Coast keep the ball. Jan Diamante against Wirtz. And that's a throw in for Germany. Even everyone's posting like big broadcast, BBC, Al Jazeera, Bloomberg, Fox Sports, is that how India is not World Cup, but our media cover this to pressure the government. Satyam, this has happened every World Cup. So this is nothing new. Every 4 years, I've said this multiple times. Seems to be a serious injury for Singo, who's on a off. This one was saying the OCs are playing fourth are not that good, are serious living in Al and according to them, I said players are better than yeah, Raj, what to say. Statement that draws more than a win for sure, but why don't Amelia cover all this to pressure down that even such a small population as them there is? Yeah, but Satyam, you're expecting something the media doesn't care, no? These people will say something today and then in next 10 years they'll forget. So what's the point? You are expecting something. Ivory Coast, dangerous one, and Jonathan Tah clears it. Corner for Ivory Coast. So even getting Hossein Ryan made us get a goal in less than 5 minutes. Starting of the match, sub 11 on Hossein we can be in World Cup. No, we cannot be easily in the World Cup. If it's single, looks like a more serious injury, we will not be in the World Cup. And it's not so easy that, hey, listen, we walk in and, doesn't work that way. Corner for Ivory Coast, 83 plus minutes on the clock. It's 1-1 between Germany and Ivory Coast. Headed out by Germany. Oh, Nene Brown. Maybe a chance for Germany to break. No, they lose the ball. Leveling. Ivory Coast maybe with a chance. Blocked by Antonio Rüdiger. Frank Kessie to Diamante and loses it to Undaf. And Jonathan Tah. Throw in. Guesson. Wins it for Ivory Coast. Evan Guasson plays at Crystal Palace. Yam Diamonde looks tired, the young man. And he's asked to leave the field. Substituted, Yam Diamonde. Had his part in the first goal, but otherwise, Nicolas Pepe coming on. Not much to be seen. And at the other end, Kai Havertz coming off for Germany. And Leon Goretzka. Nagelsmann was physical stability in the middle of the park. And Havertz tried a lot, fought a lot, but didn't have luck on his side. Long throw in for Ivory Coast. Duela Doué, the older brother of Desiré Doué, of course, is the nominal right back. Doué. Doué. Kosunu back to his keeper. Fofana doesn't take any chances, chips it forward. Joshua Kimmich heads it forward. Undav keeps it. Dennis Undav. Fofana has the ball. Dennis Undav, very important today. Came on, scored his goal. Ivory Coast play themselves out of danger. Throw in Ivory Coast. Oh, no. Throw in Germany. No. Nene Brown takes the throw in, but it's not his. Okay. Gets a talking to. Whoever the older gentleman was. Throw in for Ivory Coast. Ball chipped forward. Safe go for Fofana. Mecha. Oh. And that is a foul this time around. From Evan Gosson. Does touch the ball, but then bundles the man over. 87 minutes on the clock. Doué, Undav, out to Wirtz. Undav, Goretzka, Brown, Amiri. Brown. Oh, that was a good clearance. Oh, Jonathan Tah misses that one. Nicolas Pepe. Nicolas Pepe across. And Leon Goretzka clears his lines. Very important clearance from Leon Goretzka. And chance for Germany. Leveling. Waiting for support. Gets it from Mecha. Brown. Plays it out to Flo Wirtz. Amiri. Mecha. Kimmich. Back to Mecha. Tah. Out to Wirtz. Tah. Mecha. Kimmich. Kimmich chips it for Wirtz. Wirtz plays it back to Brown. And that's a good save from Fofana. Good chance for Germany in the 89th minute. Nathaniel Nene Brown with the chance. Germany with the ball on the right. Leveling. Looking for options. Leveling wants a corner, I think. Yeah, only gets a throw in against Connaught. Nene Brown could have been Germany's hero again. Throw in. Cleared by Ivory Coast. Chance for a quick counter-attack. But Nicolas Pepe can't get to it. Manuel Neuer plays a long one for Mecha. Out to Leveling. Jamie Leveling. Leveling into the middle, but too close to the keeper. Fofana has the ball. Last few seconds. Nene Brown. And that was a good save from Fofana. And then the counter-attack at the other end from Ivory Coast. Nicolas Pepe plays it perfectly across. But Simon Adingra doesn't get to it. Germany with a chance. Dennis Undav. Undav across to Nadim Amiri into the arms of Fofana. 6 minutes of added time. Undav could have repaid the favor. Amiri, yeah, too close to the keeper. It's still open at both ends from both sides. Brown, Mecha, Rüdiger has to play back to his keeper. Mecha to his captain, Joshua Kimmich. Out to Leveling. Mecha. Felix Mecha. Out to Jamie Leveling. Kimmich. Kimmich. Oh, no. Too close into the arms of the keeper. Fofana who wants to go long. Now taking his time. Coach Fayed. Yeah. Nicholas Jackson and Nicholas Pepe. Sorry. It's thrown for Due. Kosuno. Adbo. Due. Wirtz. Mecha to Brown. Kosunu against him, and that's a foul. Germany have the ball. 2+ minutes already played in added time of the second session. Ta. Wirtz. Ta. Back to Ta from Rüdiger. Wirtz. And have to get out of that corner. Ta. Plays it back to Rüdiger. Kimmich. Kimmich. Is he going to play Leveling? No. He's going to turn and play again to Jonathan Ta. Germany looking at options. Wirtz to Nene Brown. That pass had to come earlier to Undav. Chance for Ivory Coast to break. No. Germany have the ball again. Ta. Out to Wirtz. Flo Wirtz. Ta. That's a goal! Undav! Dennis Undav! Dennis Undav! It's 2-1 Germany! It's 2-1 Germany! Dennis Undav makes it 2-1 for Germany! Deutschland lead! Germany lead! Dennis Undav with a double for Germany in the 94th minute! Yes, yes, yes! Germany turn it around! And the whole bench is there. The whole team is there. Germany have worked their way into the lead. A double from Dennis Undav. Yes, and he does it in style. Mecha, it's not offside. I think it's Kono. Yes, Surava, super sub Dennis Undav. And this is what you need. It's a team effort. It's not the first 11. You need a squad to win matches. And Germany seemed to have just done that. Germany seemed to have just done enough to turn things around. Look at the celebrations from Julian Nagelsmann. Look at the celebration of the German fans. And look at Adingra. Look at the Ivory Coast fans. Dennis Undav. What a story. Early on in his career, didn't make it as a top level pro. Had to go down the divisions. Had to leave Germany. Had to try. Didn't get a chance in Germany. Only played lower level football. And cleared by Germany. We'll get a minute or more added to this. What a career. Unbelievable. Dennis Undav with a double. Wirtz. Goretzka. Tries to play Wirtz. Undav, who comes from close to Bremen. Played at TSV Achim. Spent 5 years in the youth team of Werder Bremen. Played at SC Weihe. Then at TSV Havelse in the lower levels. Impressed. Joined the B team of Eintracht Braunschweig. Joined SV Meppen. Played well there. Went during COVID to Saint-Gilloise, to Union Saint-Gilloise. Impressed. Went to Brighton Hove Albion. Went then to VfB Stuttgart and has been there over the last 3 seasons. And Germany tried to pressure. Germany are trying to win this now. Impressive. It wasn't the best. Heartbreak, most probably. It wasn't the best performance by Germany. And Mecha just bans the ball out. Nagelsmann going at the fourth official. Yeah. The Germans are not happy with the refereeing. And I understand that very, very much. And it's the final whistle. It's a comeback victory for Jürgen Nagelsmann and his team. Germany have turned it around. Germany have beaten Ivory Coast 2-1. And it's Dennis Undav, as we say in German, der Doppelpacker. Dennis Undav with both the goals for Germany to beat Ivory Coast and make it to 6 points. And I can just hear the loud shouts outside. The windows open. And Germany win 2-1, a comeback victory for Julian Nagelsmann and his team. 68th minute, the equalizer, and 90+4, Dennis Undav wins it for Germany. Well, Ivory Coast, yeah, they played a great game, Ivory Coast. But in the end, Germany, yeah, were just too good. Maybe Germany was just too strong. And if you see the celebrations in the stands in Toronto, I can hear people outside. I hear the first people are honking already outside on the roads. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Let me put out a tweet quickly. Dennis Undav. What a performance. And he's one of those who's failed in his career, but has never given up. And yeah, this is what you can achieve if you want to great performance by Germany in the end. Even though not a great performance, it was a mixed performance, but it got better. Sorry. Um, Sorry, let me just quickly put out my tweet. Thank you. So two second go from I mean they could have scored, but Germany should have scored. And maybe in the first half, I don't know if both the decisions not giving the goal, foul on Musiala not given, there's some of these things that you have to say, right? So therefore, I think it's important for Germany from a mentality standpoint. And yeah, the quality at the end showed that this team has, the potential this team has. Look at the moment, yeah, in the circle, the players, and yeah, Dennis Undav, the hero. So that's it. Second goal from Germany was passed to Undav. Yes, it was a Felix Mecha pass to Undav, and Undav turns it around and scores. First one across from Nadim Amiri. And Germany, 2 wins out of 2 on 6 points. That means Germany are in the knockouts. Very big step. And depending on the outcome of the result, Ecuador against Curacao, if Ecuador do not win, Germany would then be through as group toppers. But if you see, yeah, majority German fans in the stands and Toronto. Great win, brilliant win for Germany. And with that story, I'll come to an end of this live watch along. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Yeah, I did get a bit emotional once in a while, but in the end, it's Germany 2, Ivory Coast 1. 6 points out of 2 games for Germany, 3 out of 2 now for Ivory Coast. And Germany, yeah, don't count us out. Thanks, everyone, and good night. And if you might be seeing some of it later on, do give it a like, do give it a share. Uh, and I'll catch you very soon. And yes, some videos coming on the FF and what is it? Football Federation of Bharat. Let's see. Bye and good night.